Welcome back to the build stream. We're your team on the stream. Why does this look... Oh, because it's moving, that's why I was like, that doesn't look as good as when you used to.
How's it going?
Well, welcome in, everybody. We are back with some builds for you today. We got two. So, heck yeah. How was the vacation? It was very good. I'm ready to regale you.
Let's get started.
Welcome in, Game Breaker.
Welcome.
Oh.
This first one is for JOHNJUAN. JOHNJUAN. My name twice. Very cool.
What's up, Soul Sniper? How you doing?
Yo.
Yes, we are back in full swing. I had a lovely vacation. I had a good time. I saw so much. Good, you, fantastic. What's up, Katsu? How you doing?
Yo, what's up, bro?
I got my rose gold King 95 PC a few days ago. Nice.
Nice.
How's it treating you? Where'd you go? Buy any souvenirs? I went up to the Redwood National Park, and some of the state parks that also comprise it. So yeah, I went to go hike amongst really big trees, but I went all over the state, and I had a really fun time. I saw banana slugs. That was cool. I've never seen one before, like IRL. Did you bring back wood? I brought back a tiny little, like, sapling. I'm gonna put it in a pot and try and, like, raise it. They don't do well, you know, down here, really, so I'm gonna bonsai it. Because bonsaied redwoods look hilarious. I want to hunt for meaningful souvenirs abroad. Oh, I feel that. I don't know. I went to, like, every visitor center that I went by, and even some of the, like privately owned, like, off the side of Avenue, the giant shops, to look for souvenirs, and I just didn't quite find anything that I was like, yeah, I gotta have this. I got, like, a sticker and an enamel pin. And, you know, there was a shop where I could have gotten a wood carving of a bear holding a welcome sign.
Hey.
And that was kind of cool. Like, a little bit kicking myself for that. It's all, like, generically manufactured. I think it's like the same. Exactly. Like, I'd have to find, like, someone who, like, does something really niche in there. It's also disheartening when you find the same thing at every store.
Oh, I know, right?
But yeah. It runs Warzone really well, as you said it would. Oh, well, nice. Also didn't realize how heavy it was taking it out of the box. Oh, yeah, that thing is a chonker. Gosh. And we even have heavier PCs, too. But yeah, once you can, like, lift it, once you get up to here, you're good. Especially when it's on the ground, though, being like, okay, pick it up. My order's been packaging for 2 days.
Dang.
I mean, it could be that they're waiting on a box or something that they need. I don't know. I don't really know what packing does, other than that. Or, you know, like, maybe they needed some, I don't know, accessory. I would keep an eye on it. I would say, especially, like, next week at the end of Monday, if it's still in that phase, maybe shoot customer service an email. One just makes it look easy. He's swole underneath the t-shirt.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You better have missed me. Oh, I totally did, Soul Sniper. I was missing the stream. I was like, man, I should just stream from the car. Just be like, yeah. We're on the one, heading down PCH. Okay, actually, here's a fun thing for my trip. I was driving at one point, and I go, no frickin' way. That's the Windows XP logo.
Ow!
Like, just looking out the window, and I was like, am I wrong? Like, look, and I was like, take a video. I was like, I swear this looks exactly like the Windows XP wallpaper. Yeah. And that was at the beginning of my trip, so I kind of forgot about that, and then I got home and somebody was talking about how it's like, oh yeah, and it was in Sonoma County.
Oh,
exactly where I was, and I was like, I knew it! I knew it was the Windows XP
That's crazy.
wallpaper. I stared at that for years. Yeah. Things I didn't actually set out to see but saw. It was lovely. There were interspersed cows along there too. I'll tell you, if you ever go on a huge, like, driving road trip across California, you will find that cows have some of the best real estate in this state. Going down the one, like, around Mendocino, so much beachfront property is just cows. Like, watching the ocean just, like, roll in, and I'm like, man, they are so... Those are the luckiest cows. You better be on that grind, yeah. Oh, I had to have the wife pull the box. Yeah, sometimes it's a team effort. Welcome back. Thank you, Squishy Side Up. Thank you. One, build a PC in the woods. I was saying we should have done a funny video where it's like, oh, where's Kelsey? Like, doing something and it's like, wait, where's Kelsey? And then just, like, cut to me in the redwoods.
Like Bigfoot?
At peace. Like... But yeah, it was very, very... I love that case. I'm pretty sure it's the same one I have in my cart.
It's a fire case?
Yeah. Wait, you were in Sonoma County this weekend? Technically, Friday. And also Saturday of the previous weekend. Yeah, I was in Sonoma County. I stopped in... Where did I stop first? Rohnert Park on the way up, and then I actually stopped in... Gosh, what was the... Santa Rosa on the way back. And I also drove the one a bit there too. I don't know actually if that's Mendocino County or Sonoma County, but over by Jenner by the Sea. Drove through that. That was pretty. I'm waiting for Killer, aka my Shayla. Yeah. Let's hope Killer shows up. I do want to do that eventually, drive the entire Pacific coastline. It was so beautiful. It takes a long time. Like, Google Maps was so mad at me because it wouldn't even give me the option to go on the one. It was like, and then you're going to go this way and you're going to get back on the 101. And I was like, no. Because it's so much longer to do the one, but it was genuinely some of the most beautiful scenery I've ever... especially the coast along Mendocino County there. Oh my gosh. Wildflowers, farmland, and the ocean. Beautiful, beautiful. At one point, though, yeah, in about Sonoma County, we cut over back onto the 101, and that was a mistake. Because it was not as pretty. So, if the King 95 is 55 pounds, what is bigger? The Lian Li... What is it? Not the Lian Li.
Nesso P1? I just bit my tongue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Nesso P1 is, yeah, a bit more hefty. See, I was thinking like Fractal Meshify 2XL.
Yeah.
That one's unwieldy too because it's so like big.
I haven't seen that one in a minute. I don't know if you still have it.
Well, this one looks interesting. Does it have brushed aluminum side panels? Yes. Yeah.
I mean, brushed is one way to put it. I'm not an aluminum expert.
Yeah, I don't know. It's more matte, I would say, than that.
Yeah.
It's very nice though. I think you gave it to me like I am an aluminum expert. Let's bring it over to the expert. Okay, I guess I'll just hold this over here then.
It's your problem now.
I am more than 55 pounds. I guess that's good to know. If you weren't, I would have to radically change my perception of you in my head. Did Kelsey find Tech Jesus in the woods? No. But I did find 4 banana slugs, and that was pretty cool. Especially because I didn't find any, and they had banana slug, like, memorabilia in like every single shop we went to, and I was like, where are they? Like, I've never even seen them. On our last hike, we saw 4. The last hike. I'd like to see Juan put together a PC in the woods, just like those YouTube videos of people cooking fancy meals over a campfire. Yeah. Very zen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then you rip that generator.
Yeah.
Gotta test the PC, see if it posts.
You guys alert customers when you build on stream so they can watch? Yes, we try and get that alert to you as like soon as possible, but sometimes things are a little last minute. So usually you'll get it the morning of the stream.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, sometimes it's like an hour or 2 before, but we will email you. Yeah, email you.
What's up, John Mark? TGIF.
Mm-hmm. TGIF indeed.
Ooh, I know this week was a hard one for you.
Yeah.
Coming back from vacation.
Oh yeah, it was. I don't know, man. I was. It was. If anything, I realized I was like, maybe it's my commute that makes me so sad.
Oh, dang.
You know, where you're like, wait a second. It's not driving. I love driving. I did a ton of that on my vacation. It didn't anger me. But commuting. Oh, cool. I went to a few wineries up there on Saturday. Nice drive for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really pretty over there. That's one of those places where you're like, oh, I wonder how much houses are around here. And then you're like, nope, never mind. I'll let go of that dream.
What's for lunch, y'all?
Oh, I mean, it was a while ago.
What was for
What was for lunch? I had a granola bar and a little ramen. I know, I ran out of things. I just gotta make it last. I'm probably gonna get pizza tonight or something.
Yeah. What's for lunch, dog?
Motherboard.
What'd you
Ooh,
get?
nice.
Oh.
What's the prize?
Yes. My Farmer Boy's fries. Yep. Wait, the whole... What? No.
I mean, I'm not gonna hit until I finish my burger, so.
Okay. You're gonna regret this. What's up, Hayden? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Then one will be looking for it later, being like, wait, where did I put the lid? For real.
I know, right?
If it was me, 100%. I'd forget.
For sure, something I do. Oh, this is crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Farmer Boy's fries are the perfect crunchy on the outside, gooey on the middle. On the middle.
On the middle.
Gooey on the middle. Oh yeah, feed the host. Yep. This is what happens sometimes when you don't eat a lot of food at work. Other people who order food will be like, "I can't finish this. Do you want it?" And you just collect.
What boomer ass ringtone having ass? It's gonna be like that one. Is it you, mother?
That's not me. I don't know where it's from.
It's clearly our landline. How many builds? We got 2 builds today, Hayden. You been doing? Good. Long time no see. Indeed, yeah. I'm sure you've been busy with school. And we've been busy with work. Got a nice red color going too. Fans are red, controller. Oh wow, yeah. It's nice when you get like the aesthetic going. Finishing another 60-hour week just to get this PC. Oh dang.
Jeez.
Well, you've earned it, dang. I'll be taking a vacation once my PC reaches. Oh, yeah, that's nice. We have a lot of folks here who will regularly take vacations when a certain game comes out. And it's, fair game. Oh my gosh, Fabian said the same thing that you did.
Where, I don't know.
Whose boomer ringtone was that?
I think it was Vance Coys, bro.
Oh, maybe, yeah. One more. Ah. gosh, that little Kirby shake, that's hilarious. This is a lovely motherboard.
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
love the blue and red, and then on the I/O, there's also like.
Red. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like it goes.
It's the smallest amount of red.
It's there. It's like a magenta. It's lovely.
Are y'all excited for JOHNJUAN's party on Saturday?
Yes. I'm probably gonna wake up tomorrow, and I was at the nursery this weekend.
That was a question for you too, dog.
Yeah, but it's
Sorry.
No, it's cool.
What?
It's gonna snow though.
It's not gonna snow. It's just gonna be very cold.
Yeah.
I saw snow.
Well, there might be snow there already, but it's too late. You already signed up. You can't back out now.
I'm not backing out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure. That's my
Snow
DD.
there.
We'll sing carols or something. I don't know if it starts snowing.
You're gonna what now? And what? Nursery?
Oh yeah, I went to the nursery last weekend to get stuff for the garden, and I saw an artichoke plant there, and I thought about it, and like I think I'm gonna go tomorrow and buy an artichoke plant and plant that. That's gonna be most of my Saturday.
Nice.
But yeah, the three of us will be at a party this weekend,
Yes.
and there might be snow.
Hopefully not.
I think it'd be cool if it was like still on the ground, but had like most, you know, where you're like, oh, signs of snow.
But not falling? Yeah.
Mhm.
I gotta make Frank take an iron booster, iron vitamin. I don't know, whatever. So he doesn't freeze to death.
I was like, where's this going? What's wrong with Frank?
Well, you know, lack of things. You seen him? He's a skinny. I don't know. I just got it. I'm sorry, Frank.
I've been looking and researching universities to go to whenever I graduate and trying to figure out my major and a couple of minors, but there's so many things I want to do, I don't know how I'm going to choose just one major. Well, if you're like truly torn, a good option is always, you can even just do like 1 year at community college, so that way you don't have to pay the big tuition. You don't have to like fully commit to any kind of university because it has a great program just for you to find out that you don't actually want to do that. And take like a class in each of the subjects that you are interested in and just see what like hits.
You should really watch Community. It's a classic.
I know, I really should because that was my life for years.
There's a joke in there about doing a little 6-year tenure at the 2-year.
Literally, my life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful because they want when they got you there, they want you locked in. So you gotta eyes on the prize.
I don't know, man. My thing was that like I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was going to take some gen eds.
I fell for that too. I was like a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm. Tried out a major for a bit, but the thing was after my first semester I made friends. That was the downfall because I didn't really have friends like that before, and I had just gotten a car.
Oh.
And I got my first job, so I had income, car,
adulthood on
friends, and yeah, it was really hard. I would go to school, meet up with my friends, and then not go to class.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Because that was the first time I ever really had that, like, oh, I'm social, what?
Yeah.
So I needed a semester of that to then kick me back into, oh yeah, you're going to school. And if I'd done that at a university, that would have been really dumb.
And expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really ought to watch Community.
Well, it's exactly like that too, because it was a community college, I had friends who were like all different ages, like all different backgrounds, a couple of veterans, you know, like it makes sense when you remember where I'm from.
Oh, mom.
Yeah, several.
Several, mom.
How hard is cable management? It's as hard as you want to make it. And by that, I mean, the more you care,
Yes.
the more difficult it is.
Yes.
Because it's actually not that difficult to just kind of throw a zip tie around 2 or 3 things, slap the back panel on and call it good. But like, yeah, when you want it to look nice, you gotta
You don't want the room anymore.
just go take it. And
Alright. Yeah, give it a chance.
But yeah, when you're trying to make really nice cable management, it can be very hard. And I know this because I've had to make PCs that went on to conventions, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if somebody opens this back panel, like, it needs to look at least decent. So then you try really hard. Or you build like a one-off, and it turns out the case that you're using has like very little room for cable management. And you got a lot of cables, and you're like, I gotta just make this work somehow. Taking my EMT classes at community college. Also, my community college doesn't have the same stuff the universities have. That's true. Yeah, they won't have everything. But I mean, if you're liking those EMT classes, going into like healthcare as a major is a really good one. And also, I mean, if you go to like a state school, they're gonna have a ton of majors. You could swap around. Although after a while, you kind of just gotta commit. There was times I was deep into my major where I was like, man, what am I doing? But like, you know, you got like 2 more semesters to go. Like, I'm not turning back.
My ass had no business being in women's literature.
Why?
It was there. I was really low on the priority registration, and I needed a class.
I mean, I took one of those too because I went to a women's college, so like, you kind of just did. And it was a really good class. I read some really good books.
I'm not. Did you read Miss Callahan?
No. Mine was it was actually focused on graphic novels and things like that. It was
what
very
the?
cool.
Damn.
Yes, and comic books and like other things in mediums like Alison Bechdel's Fun Home, Persepolis, things like that. It was a fantastic class.
I want to be clear. I'm not poo-pooing on the class itself. I'm just saying I should have been in my major. You know, probably taking like CSS or something.
One of the most boring classes I had to take in college because I was like, I just gotta get my GED, like my gen ed's done. So I was like, oh, a humanities class, that'll cover things. And the teacher was like, he would talk like this.
Oh my god.
The whole class about the flying buttress. In this photo here, you can see this is a flying buttress. This is an example of, and like, oh my gosh. And I like eked out of there with like a C plus B minus, I can't quite remember. Never counted towards my major. When I transferred, it was like just another credit that I had, and I was like, why did I do that?
The cope of like, oh, it's a credit. Hey, it's a credit.
It was a painful credit.
Hey, what's up, Scuba Steve?
I'm excited for this. Yeah, you should be, John. John Juan. I was very
John
close.
Juan. There
I
you
thought I
are.
was gonna swap it. Oh.
Don Juan. I know I swapped it at first. What's up, boy? Side note, you're kind of close to our facility, so I think the shipping will be pretty quick.
Yeah. Yo, Skytech, it's been a minute since I've watched your stream. I miss you guys. I also got a new CPU. I got the i7 1200KF with a thermal ray AIO. Oh, nice.
Hey,
Good
what's
combo.
up, Crazy
Yeah.
Cool? Welcome back.
Yeah, how you been? Well, if you ever miss us, you know where to find us. Wednesdays
Always
and
here.
Fridays, yeah.
Always here.
What's up, dude? What's up, Scuba Steve? Happy gaming, YouTube. How you doing?
Yo.
What time did y'all go on? Just woke up from nap time. 2 o'clock. We started a little later today. Hi, hello, Megabyte Megan. How you doing?
What up? What a username.
I know, that's a good one. It's hard for me to figure out because I like healthcare, fishing, hunting, animals, sea life, science. Man, I don't want to tell you to look at colleges that are like way away from home, but I was like, oh man, you know, if you like wildlife, the college I wish I had gone to for that. It would have been, I did not study that, mind you, but I was up recently by Humboldt State University, which I think now is called...
Humble State? You're not that humble though.
Humboldt.
I'm just kidding. That was a double-sided.
It's in Northern California, and like, oh man, if I had gone into like forestry or something, which the
Dang.
young Girl Scout, you know, was all about at one point, that would have been the coolest school.
Cool. That's cool.
Coolest school. Hey guys, how you doing, Robert?
Yo, yeah. I'm sorry. I gotta apologize for calling you not that humble. I just had to make it fit somewhere.
No, it's okay. I'm not humble, but it's mostly like
You earned it. Talk your shit, girl.
no. It's mostly because I think it's hilarious to just be like, well, you know what? As the most beautiful person in this group, I think we should do this. I just think it's so funny. I don't actually think that about myself, but it's the funniest way to start anything.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah. It's like that part on Bob's Burgers where Gene's like, I just want to say I think I have the best legs in this whole family. Like, unprompted out of nowhere when they're arguing. Is like pure comedy.
Oh,
You know
man.
why, though? Misdirection. Misdirection is the greatest form of comedy. I will not be taking notes. Like, yeah, anytime someone thinks you're going to do something and then you do the exact opposite, hilarious.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Misdirection. I hardly know her.
One of my favorite ones to do, and this is like such a dad joke, because I do it to multiple people, so you know it's a dad joke. Which is where, like, a song will be on the radio, and you'll be like, I hate this song, and then you turn it up. I was like, try it, it works. You get a laugh every time. Yes, Farm Sim 25, although... Okay, Robert, you have no idea. When I got back from my trip, maybe it's because I drove through so much farmland, but I knew I needed to buy Monster Hunter. I'd been waiting for Monster Hunter. But, like, I was in the Steam shop looking at Farming Simulator 25 because, like, I really wanted to play it. But I knew I'd been waiting for Monster Hunter, so I bought Monster Hunter instead, and I'm waiting on Farming Simulator still. But almost, you almost got me. If they had blueberries in the game.
Not the first person, too, apparently. Remember that?
Oh,
Reddit
yeah,
post?
yeah, somebody else on, like, Reddit was like, where's blueberries? Just got my King 95, I got it last Wednesday, and it came in that same Friday. I was impressed by the processing speed and care you guys took on my computer.
Hell yeah.
By the way, how was your vacay? It was good, Scuba Steve, thank you very much. I went all over the state of California, all the way up to Crescent City, it's basically the last city in California before you hit the Oregon border.
Damn.
Yeah, I had a beer, and then I just turned around and went back. Because I was like, okay, I just wanted to say that I was here. It was nice. And yeah, I saw tons of very large trees. The kind of stuff you can't even fathom, it's so big. Ooh, okay, sorry. It was like Twitch popping off. I've been busy helping friends, getting into PC gaming, and with the whole 50 series and 90 series launch, I don't have time to watch your streams anymore. Oh, totally understandable. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's funny, because I feel like I barely got time to do the stream.
What's the major? I think it was like under the umbrella of environmental studies, but you know, there's like fishing, forestry, a whole thing. Do you have an RTX 5090? Ooh. Very few of those have passed through here. I think we only had one on stream.
Yeah, so far.
Hey, I want a PC from you guys, but don't even know the parts I need. Oh! Yeah, no worries. Well, it depends on where your budget is. I can point you in a certain direction. Or you can hit up our live chat on our website, actually. They can kind of point you in the direction one, too, and help you pick out, especially if you wanted to do a custom build on here, and you need help with, like, every single part. They're really good at kind of walking you through that whole process. Yeah. And they're not gonna, like, you know, make you get something that you don't need. They're pretty cool about that. Oh, my first PC from you guys. I love my Shadow 4. Oh,
Nice.
glad,
Hell yeah.
glad you love it. Danny is the goat. Danny is the goat.
Danny years ago.
There's this university I've been looking at that's about 3 hours away at the beach, and they have a lot of ocean, sea, and sea life majors, which is pretty cool. Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's always cool, especially when it's near a beach.
I just broke out that mustache. I grew it myself.
What's the best CPU and GPU? Currently, I feel like I would say the most popular gaming setup that people want to go for right now is the 9800X 3D and the 5090 if you can get it, but 5080 is probably a little bit more practical, or the 9070 XT.
Any news on 9080? Huh? XTX?
No. Are hipsters still there? I heard they're slowly disappearing. Yeah, I didn't really get much of a like hipster vibe. I was only a little bit by the college. I wanted to like go by and see it so I could pretend like, you know, just so I could visualize a little better the like if I had gone in this direction in my life. And I love a college town. So.
Jocelyn must be protected at all costs.
Yeah, I would say it was less hipster and probably more like crunchy, you know?
Oh.
A little bit in that way, yeah. Nothing about PC at the moment. I want to get into it. I really just want to be able to stream and play with good graphics and no lag and lots of storage. I mean, that's like the goal, you know? I was like, figuring out your budget's probably the first step then. What does crunchy mean? LOL. Very like naturey kind of vibe, you know. They use a soap that you've never heard of. That kind of thing.
Aluminum-free deodorant. If deodorant at all.
Kyle, a little bit.
A little bit.
Right?
He's his own thing.
Yeah, but like he's somewhere in that branch.
Yeah. He's a branch on that tree.
Yeah. Do you all do part recommendations when it comes to pairing? Yeah, we definitely can. My budget would probably be 3K max. Oh, dang, that's a huge budget.
Okay.
Yeah, you've actually got a ton of working room in that too. You don't even have to go up that high, especially if you want to, and you should, budget in for a monitor that's going to take advantage of whatever GPU that you use.
Yeah, don't forget your peripherals.
So like getting a good 1440p setup, I always say is the sweet spot, because those monitors aren't going to cost like an arm and a leg like a 4K monitor will, and you'll be able to get high frames in it and still have the pretty that 1440p brings you. They made their soap, yeah. Also notice the worst time to build a PC right now. It's only possible to get parts, and scalpers are buying the parts. That is true, yeah, especially for new GPUs. Okay, hold on real quick. Jumping back over to YouTube. I'm sorry to say Carson City? No. Carson City I have been through, but Crescent City was the town. It's all the way in the north, right before Oregon.
Croissant City?
Crescent. The thing to know about them is they got hit by a tsunami in like the 20s or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a tsunami last year. 2 years ago. I don't know.
A tsunami?
Did we? Wasn't it?
Are you thinking of a hurricane?
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, one's a big wave, one's a bunch of clouds in the sky.
Man, it just felt like rain. That's what it felt like.
To you, but to the city of Palm Springs.
Oh.
Yeah. They were the ones that got hit.
What were they calling it around that time? Atmospheric river?
Yeah. Because
Wouldn't stop raining?
most hurricanes, as they like approach California, we have like colder air over here, so they usually downgrade to an atmospheric river.
Crazy.
We don't actually ever really get hurricanes.
I'm ready for the sun.
Yeah, I feel that. Yo, my favorite people. What's up, Alex? How you doing?
Yo.
Do y'all build any Be Quiet cases? We do. We actually might be getting some more soon. I'm actually currently testing a Be Quiet suite of items. And yeah, we'll see.
That's sweet. Any sours?
Dude, I got some like sugar-free sours thingies, like in a little Altoid, but it's not Altoid. It's from somebody called Excitement. I don't know. They sold it at the store.
Excitement.
And I've just been eating those like all week. And you know what? It works pretty well. It keeps me from just being like, I should eat, you know, food. Nah, just pop one of those in my mouth. It's great.
Alright. Whatever works.
How many people enter in the giveaway? Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know, actually. Maybe Fabian does. What's wrong with my hands-free, organic, fair trade, perfume-free, plastic-free soap? Nothing! I've just never heard of it. Dude, have you ever, like, known someone, though, who used some, like, really obscure, like, soap or shampoo or conditioner or something, and they, like, kind of just naturally had, like, a little bit of that smell in them all the time, and then, like, years later, somebody walks by you in the mall and happens to be wearing that same thing, and it's like, boom, memories.
Memory.
And you're like, wow, I had no idea. I don't know, one time I was in the mall, and, a guy walked by, and he had on, like, the exact cologne that my grandpa had worn.
Oh my god.
And, like, my grandpa's dead for many years, you know, but it was like, whoa, like, all the way in the past.
Damn.
It was crazy. And you don't want to ask a stranger, like, hey, what's that scent? I'd like to spray it into a jacket and hug it. I want that Ryzen 4070. It's a good card. The star of the show is here. Is that you? Is that you, Juan?
What?
No, I'm JK, but how are you guys doing? We're good. Is it still RDA at 5090s? Yes. Unfortunately, the market's gonna market and scalper's gonna scalp. But let me see, where did I go? I recently got a Ryzen 5 7600X, currently have a 3050. What would be a good GPU to pair it if I wanted to upgrade?
3080 Ti.
Nah, I would say go for a Radeon card. I would say,
Yeah,
honestly,
actually.
7800 XT, if you can't get the 9070s, like either of those, I would go 7800 XT. With a 7600X, fantastic. If you did want to go NVIDIA though, I would go 4070. Do you guys have stuff as out of stock on the website when it is so?
We try to.
Yeah, sometimes it depends. If you're seeing that 5090s are available, that's usually a backorder thing.
You said it a lot nicer than I was gonna.
What's up, Seneca? How you doing?
Yo, what up, bro?
I got 4090 with 9950 X3D, but I got most of my components from work. That's where I get my components from. Yeah. I feel you. I would just like to work well. My brother spent around 2K from Skytech. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
But yeah, I would say around the 2K budget, a little less or a little more depending on what games you play, is probably a good place to start. And then, like I said, budget in peripherals still too. So you can get yourself a really nice monitor. $4070 Super is a good choice, or if you want to switch to AMD 7800 XT is a solid choice too. Yeah, 100%. Do you guys do water cooling? Just AIOs, not custom loop. Mainly just because if we were to do like hard tubing or even soft tubing, it's hard to guarantee that it's going to get to you without getting jostled enough to make any of those things leak. And we don't want a leaky PC. Because try troubleshooting that over the phone, like, yoy. There's 44,780 entries. Dang, that's a lot. I was going to be like 8. No.
8?
Never go water cool if you want to hear tumbling rocks after 40 years. Also, like, a liquid-cooled system, a fully liquid-cooled system, if anything ever goes wrong hardware-wise on that, oh my gosh, troubleshooting is pain. Wish you best of luck, but make sure you do research before building or buying from anywhere, and pre-builds aren't bad, but they just add bad parts in there because people don't do their research before buying. Yeah, 100%. I was like I said, you can reach out to live chat and they can kind of help you put something together that works real well. Because, yeah, there's a lot of misleading stuff out on there. At the budget you're looking at, you're not really going to find, like, the truly scammy stuff. But, yeah. Maybe your grandpa was sent to the future to warn you about something and then just walked by me, imagine. Just be like, nah, she'll find out. eBay's good for sniping cards? True. Sometimes going for crazy prices on eBay, though. Broken cards going for crazy prices. We just added the 59 to the custom builder for sure. Yeah, and I think like with that option, it's like when we have it available, it will be built.
Great, backlog building up.
Wait, no, actually we did just get some in. Dang, nice.
Ah.
Okay, hold on. Jump back into YouTube for just a second. What do you think about the 9070 XT cards since they are out? Now out? I love them. Honestly, that's probably what I would be going right now if I was looking to upgrade. Because performance-wise, it's exactly what I would need. It's a good price. It has more availability than the NVIDIA cards. So while I do think people are kind of freaking out about them now too and trying to hoard them, it shouldn't be as bad as the NVIDIA ones, especially in the long term. 14700K versus 265K.
14.7.
Yes. Okay, so it depends on what you want to value more. The 14700K is the better chip. It's the hotter chip. I'm not saying that 265K is not, because it is also hot. But the 265K will give you more upgradability in the future, whereas that 14700K is basically going to be your dead end there. You could only go up to a 14900K or 14900KS at that point, and you wouldn't really need to. You're not going to gain much from doing that kind of jump. So it'll be a good system, but when it comes time to upgrade, 4 or 5 years down the line, you're going to have to upgrade that motherboard too, because it's on a different platform. Whereas the 265K,
if you're upgrading in 5 years,
well, I'm just saying you
would
could
need
like
it regardless.
14.7. Yeah, I guess you're right. So I guess if you plan on upgrading sooner, the 265K. But if you don't really want to upgrade for a while, 14700K. Now imagine if they make a 9080 and 9090 XTs, they would definitely beat against NVIDIA.
That's what I'm keeping an eye on.
That'd be cool. Looking for 5070 Ti for the most part. Hopefully it is still in stock by Tuesday night. It probably will be, yeah. Are they sure that GPU cooler is big enough? It needs another inch of width. For real, oof. Do you have any back connect builds? No, and this is why. I got in 2 of those boards to test and kind of do like a little, let's talk about it. Should we run these? Because they were very popular when they launched. The problem with it is that there's very few cases that can be used with it because they have to have specific cutouts in the back. I think we had one case at the time that could work with it, and I'm sure that there's more coming out now that accommodate it, but it does limit you on cases. The other thing about it is that you're kind of just outsourcing the mess to the back of the case. So the front might look cleaner, but the back is gonna look as clean as that looks. It's gonna look that much more dirty in the back because it's just you've got cables now coming out of all these different places, and they have to. Because they're coming out in the back there, they have to go out a while before they're able to bend. So cable management becomes really hard. In addition, if you ever want to put it on like a test bench, which this is where, I use test benches. Most people at home are not going to use it. But even so, you'd usually put it down on some cardboard and a little anti-static bag to put your CPU in and your cooler. Can't do that on those boards. Because if you do that, then all the little headers on the back are getting smushed. So you have to install the motherboard and then install the CPU into it and the cooler, which can be very annoying. So so that was the main reason why I was like, I don't know, guys. But a lot of it did come down to the fact that, like, we wouldn't be able to run it on our test benches, so testing any of those that went wrong here or anything that bad was going to be difficult for us. But it was also very limiting, component compatibility-wise, a mess, cable managing the back. But yeah. Can you tell I, like, didn't have any strong feelings about it? Oh. Wish I could afford 3,000 on graphics. Whew. Yeah, right. I trust 5K series cards if they fix the crash blue screen problem. I mean, that's a pretty easy one to fix in like a firmware update. Or software update. Once they roll out a little bit more support, I'm sure it'll be fine. Do you hear like?
Yeah.
I was like, what is that? Remember, 20% tariffs are going to make MSRP, not real street price. Yeah.
I think that's what's happening.
Will you guys put the TRYX Panorama 360 back on site? Yep. When we get them in.
Yeah, I see.
Skytech, I got a question. My PC makes this rumbling noise out of nowhere. Do you know what it could possibly be? All my plugs and stuff and nice and tight, just really confused. Rumbling noise. It's probably happening when it's spinning up. Ooh, okay, rumbling noise. I would just double check and make sure that nothing's hitting any of your fans. So like when it starts making that rumbling noise, I would just go into the case and just like boop into the middle of every fan. If you do in the middle, you're not gonna like hurt yourself, but it'll stop it. And I would do that until you figure out where that rumbling's coming from. 'Cause sometimes it's something as simple as like, plastic that comes off a new thing got stuck in the fan blade. Yeah. The other thing it could be is that maybe a cable has come into contact with a fan blade somewhere. But that usually has a bit of like a sound to it. How do you guys feel about the Skytech 011V gaming PC desktop, Ryzen 7 7700X 4.5 GHz, NVIDIA RTX 4070 Super 12 GB GDR6? Yeah, no, that's a fantastic one. Yeah, great 8-core. Tons of upgradability on that platform in the future. 4070 Super is a fantastic card. Yeah. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. I just stopped someone from buying a PC. The one game they want to play works on Mac.
Nice.
I mean, anyone who plays one game, it's like, okay, you really gotta think about this.
Nah, dude, Minecraft gonna look amazing.
Thank you very much for telling me. Yeah, no worries. What GPU is going in the current build? It doesn't show up in your spec sheet. Oh, it might be cut off. It's a 5080.
5080. Big balling.
Yeah, sorry, we're trying to make this format work, and it's a struggle. There we go, that should work. So Kelsey, here are the majors I've been looking at: anthropology, biology, a BA or a BS in there. Good delineation for a BS versus a BA. Because BA is the study of something, BS is the application of it.
That's BS.
Only if you're applying it. Clinical research, coastal engineering, environmental sciences.
Coastal engineer? What?
Coastal engineering.
Coastal engineering.
So I imagine it's like
engineers and coast?
Well, I think it's engineering, like, for, okay, we're having a lot of erosion here, we need to make this thing, work or whatever. Structures near the coast, keeping the coast together. It's very,
like Animal Crossing.
Exactly. Well, exactly what I was thinking. Marine biology, oceanography, psychology. So yeah, I've been looking a lot and it's hard to choose. Okay, I
Real
can tell you
spread.
this. I can tell you this as somebody whose sister majored in psychology. Don't pick psychology unless you want to go all the way with it. Like, if you go psychology, you got to also get a master's degree because there's not really much you can do with a psychology BA.
Be a school counselor.
Yeah, it's like you can. It will help you in things like that, or if you eventually want to go into HR and stuff. But like, if you want to do like actual, like I'm a therapist, or like actual applied stuff like that, you have to go and get a master's degree, and then you have to get you have to do your licensure, which is a lot of basically free work that you do until you get licensed. It's a fantastic career path. It's incredibly fascinating, but something to consider. If you're looking for something that you can do with like a bachelor's, psychology is not usually like the one to go to. Again, it's fascinating though. It does have a lot of applications, and any degree is going to help you in the workforce to an extent. But yeah, I'd think about that one. Take a class in it though, at least. Fun. Thank you for my PC. I just got it delivered the other day. Oh, you're very welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Had to take a minute to find them. Yeah.
Meh.
What?
The panel.
Oh, I was like, I really thought you wanted a high five, and I was like, what? You didn't,
a low
you
five?
didn't even say anything.
I said, may I?
Will you guys put TRYX Panorama 360 back on site? Yes,
Yes,
when
we
we get
did.
them in. Hello, people I've never met before. I heard there was a PC
Hello.
giveaway. What's up, Chili Con Juan?
Yo, what's up, buddy? Long time no see.
The noise sounds like someone's revving their bike. Do you possibly think it could be the PSU? It's possible it could be the PSU. The other thing I would
Could be.
suspect is the GPU.
What the heck? Wow, bro. Wow. Alright, folks. This build is done.
You're lucky you're a mod.
I know, bro. Dead ass. It is finished. It is complete.
Lovely, lovely. Alright. Turn. Okay, do you want to see a little night mode, everybody? Also, peep that maybe brushed aluminum front.
Maybe.
Wait, because I'm like, I don't know if that's the proper term, but it's nice.
It's something.
It's nice. Oh, is it the front? Okay, I was like, the front panel you have. Look at that. Woo! And don't worry, there's plastic on the glass right now. When you take it off, it'll look very nice.
Yeah, let me just
No,
mirror
no,
all
no.
that. Yeah, don't forget the plastic.
But yeah, random clapping. Lovely PC. You've got an absolutely gorgeous PC here, JOHNJUAN. And it's a total beast too. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Just lovely. Well, the theme... Whoa, camera. The theme of the day is King 95s.
Yeah.
Let's go to our next one.
I think you forgot to tell them where it's going to next.
Oh, you're so right. This PC is done. It's gonna go and get Windows put on it. All the drivers that you need, so out of the box, it's ready to go. You can just set up your profile, download your game launchers, you're good to go. We're also going to stress test this bad boy, make sure these components work and work under load, and when it passes all that, it'll be headed to you. So watch out for it, and thank you for ordering with us.
Thank you, don't want.
Yeah.
Also, you got 11/12 out of 2024.
That's so cool. I love numbered things.
Yeah.
I get really attached to it. Okay, let's see if I can clean this one up a bit. Almost. There's gotta be a word I can take out of here. Maybe if I just get rid of it's a STRIX. We'll know from that. Oh my gosh, it's still too long.
Ooh. Nice.
Okay. That works. Lovely. Thank you so much, guys. It looks amazing. You are very welcome, John.
You are
Thank you
welcome.
for ordering with us. Do you have any advice for any of the others? No, I would just say if you go into anything, especially like environmental sciences or biology or oceanography and stuff like that, You just got to make sure that you really like that stuff. Because it's very, very specific and very pointed, so it doesn't have a ton of other applications. Like, you're going to be working in environmental sciences then, like, or maybe education, and that's kind of like the scope of it. Endlessly fascinating though. When you do a really zoomed in kind of subject, you learn a lot of really intricate stuff. It's kind of like how everything's simple on the outside, and then it's like, okay, well, let's really look into this, and you're like, oh, this is incredibly complicated. Can you explain oceanography? That's basically, it's kind of the same as like marine studies. You're going to be looking at... Exactly. Yep. You're going to be looking at like the biology of sea creatures, ecosystems in the oceans.
Sour raccoons and fish.
You're probably going to be at the tide pools in the very early morning. How strong is the 3080? A beast. It can be. I don't know, man. I still think the 3080 is a great card.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, if I had one, I wouldn't probably even be looking at upgrade. I got the pre-built
Okay,
11
Shay.
vision. What?
I'm just kidding. I'm not, but those new 9070s.
I know, they're tempting, but...
Yeah.
You gotta remember, I'm fine.
We'll see what the 9080 has in store.
Mm-hmm.
If it's coming, I don't know.
I got the pre-built 11 vision. There's the 7800 XT and Ryzen 7 1900X 3D. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Yes, a 9070 build. Yep, we got them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know there's a new AI that lets us communicate with animals? Oh, really? Is it like those videos where the dog hits the buttons? I love those, because it'll just be like, love.
No, we're hitting the buttons.
Because, yeah, those are interesting. Oop, hold on. Yeah, I've been busy. I got dental work on Monday with insurance, $1,800. I could go and get it done in Mexico, but I don't want my kidneys to go missing. I don't know, man. I've heard that that's like way, like, it's cheap enough to be worth it.
For the gamble, sure.
I don't know. I knew someone who was like, yeah, I go and get like all my medical stuff done in Mexico, and they're like, oh, you trust that? And it's like, yeah, my doctor studied at UCLA. Just lives in Mexico, you know.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. Even dental work, though, when you have insurance, is like, oh, by the way, this crown's $3,000 because,
Jeez.
I don't know. Which is really annoying when you're like, I only need to get a crown because the dentist who did this the first time messed up. My GPU's fine. I just got my 4070 around September, and I don't have coil wine. Just starting to think my PSU is going bad. It's a Gigabyte 750 watt, 80 plus gold. Huh. I don't know. I haven't really run into any issues with the Gigabytes. They're pretty like long lasting. But yeah, I try and isolate it. If it sounds like a revving sound, your power supply or your GPU is most likely. Next time it happens, I'd go in there and touch the GPU fan so that they stop moving. If you still hear the revving, it's probably your power supply then. You will be the first to discover SpongeBob. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I used to think it was like really foolish, the idea of like, oh yeah, because I mean when I was in high school I really wanted to do like wildlife biology and like, you know, go study animals in Alaska. That was like legit my plan. And then I was like, oh, that's kind of foolish, you know, I need to focus on something more practical, you know, like being an actor. But you know, like, yeah, that was like a dream. And now I'm like, man, actually it would be really cool to just be like, yeah, I go and like, you know, document birds out in the woods. Be a sick job.
I hope it'd be a healthy job, but alright.
Nah, man, I'd be so sick. Just the bird flu. Or you can find Sandy Squirrel. Actually, that'd be crazy. Imagine, though, that you were, like, snorkeling or something, and you're just, like, there's like a sea sponge, a starfish, and a squirrel with a helmet. Just in the water. Imagine. What would
That'd
you
be
do?
something.
I know, right?
I don't know what I do.
I'd immediately call my therapist.
Hello?
I think I've had a break. Yeah. On a scale of 0 to 9,000, how excited are you for the Jack Black Minecraft movie? As the real fan.
I know, and I want to be more excited than I am, but the pessimism in me is kind of winning. We'll see though. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
Man, Ant-Man wrote the word Pokedex, and I remembered that I have this Pokemon TCG Pocket, and I need to open my cards. Ignore me!
Yeah, I don't know. Jack Black. We'll see. I'll give it a shot.
I mean, I feel like Jack Black is a really good actor, and he's funny, and he does a really good job in his roles, but, like, miscast.
Yes.
So, like, he's probably gonna be funny, but, yeah.
In the Jack Black type of way, not in, like, oh, it's Minecraft.
Yeah. Oh, I got a Tyranitar, hell yeah.
What'd you call me?
I got a Tyranitar card.
That sounds... What a name. Holy crap.
Do you not Pokemon, my dude?
No.
Have you never Pokemon?
Like the early ones when there was like only 100 or whatever.
There was 150 originally.
Yeah,
or 151 if you count Mewtwo. Or I'm sorry, Mew.
You count you too?
My deductible 1500. I needed a root canal afterwards as well. Dang.
Damn.
It's horrible. I think I probably need one too. Well, I think one of my crowns is messed up. And
You know, there's a reason all those motherfuckers drive Porsches.
$96 GB. What are you doing with the PC? I mean, you can do a lot of things. Virtualization, AF. The dentist taking my PC money. I don't know, man. It's just a part of life where every couple of years you have to go and spend a ton of money at the dentist, and then you get good again, and you're like, this will never be a problem, and then somehow it is. Can I just win?
No, life is suffering.
Alright, I will do that, and thank you for the help. I appreciate that. Also, how good is the ray tracing on the 90 series cards? Heard it was super good.
What is that called on
FRS.
FRS? Like the Scion?
Or FSR? Am I getting them mixed up? Oh my god, I'm doubting myself. It's good.
FSR sounds more legit.
It benched incredibly well. We were very impressed with it. You can tell Vanscoy benched it though, because I'm like, I don't have the specifics right now. Me always on top of my dental health, even the expense on dentist, $70. Yeah, like when you just going in for the cleaning and all, it's great, but I think I have an infection under a crown, and I've gone into the dentist for years being like, hey, I think something's up, and they look at it and they're like, no, it looks totally fine, and I'm like, okay, but one day, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna be like, crack it open, I want to see if I'm right, and if I am, I'm doing the told you so dance and then crying. Wild Thornberries. Oh, that was such a great show. I feel like everybody wanted that power. Like, of the powers to be granted, or like if someone's like, you can have a power, she really chose like a dope one. Like, imagine talking to animals and just being like, hey, can you go poop on this card? No, but like legit, like, they've probably got really interesting things to say, but like, I would definitely be like, how can I use this to my advantage? Also, I'll never forget the Wild Thornberries episode where, like, she gave that bird a needle to get the worm out of the tree instead of a cactus needle, and it ate all the worms and became really fat, and it ruined the entire ecosystem. Like, that shit stayed with me, and now I really understand ecosystems and how it's like, wow, yeah, you can't just get rid of something or introduce something that's not in there, like, it messes everything up. And, like, shout out to children's entertainment that actually teaches you a bunch of stuff. Love that. Have you guys heard of Pi Extension? No.
A who?
It actually blocks ads on Twitch. I thought it was a scam, but it's nice for us poor broke people. LOL. Oh, nice.
Do your thing, man.
Yeah, yeah. I use uBlock Origin to block ads. Nice. Yeah, I'm never gonna be upset at somebody doing that. I just ordered a PC from you guys. Nice! I got a 5080 build. Ooh, very, very good
Shit,
choice,
dude.
yeah. How good is the B580? I want to get it for my next PC. Should I pair it with an Intel i7? Yeah, you can. B580. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, it would go pretty well. Okay, depends on which i7. I probably wouldn't put it with like a 14700K, just because it's a little lopsided there. But I would say it's for like 12700K. It's perfect. Guys, build one of my PCs ready. Oh well, I just ordered it today. Somebody's probably doing it. I love the woods and the beach. Ooh. Again, I don't want to be like, you know where you should go, where I just was. But, yeah. So the university I've been looking at is both on campus, which is amazing. Very nice, yeah, yeah. I mean, seriously, I saved $3,500 for fun stuff. That's the problem. You start saving the money, eventually something's going to happen to be like, oh. Yeah. Are all the prices listed on your site in US dollars? And
Yes.
you guys ship to Canada? No.
Not directly.
We do through Amazon, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Because it does suck that you can't just like order from our website.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it has to go through Amazon. So you can't do like a custom order, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you think I will win the giveaway? I mean, you got like a 1 in 47,000 chance. And that's not nothing, like legit. But don't be hard on yourself if you don't. You'll be really lucky if you do. But, don't get down about it. I'm one of those people who never wins anything, so I take it personally sometimes.
Damn.
So just know, there'll probably be another one on the horizon. Had an infection, they were like, deep cleaning, $250 for each side. Yeah, I lucked into finding a dentist who was like actually so like honest and like good, and that was like probably the greatest find of my life. Like one time they gave me something and they're like, yeah, here you go, and I was like, oh, okay, how much is this? And they're like, don't worry about it. I'm like, we're bad businessmen. Go take it. I was like, I love you. Is the ray tracing better than the 50 series card, or does NVIDIA still have the better ray tracing? I would say NVIDIA still has the better ray tracing. But when you think about price to performance, is it worth it? The tooth and bridge that needs to go away is $1,800, and the root canal is $1,500. It's like, can I just catch a break? How much are dentures? Yeah, I don't know, man. I've had a time or two where I've been like, can you just pull it? Like, it's so much cheaper to just do that, and then I'll deal with it later. But, I mean, you can only do that so many times before you run out of teeth. Nice case, thank you. Ouch, my 14700K. What about it? Tell me, Kelsey, where should I go? Only you can decide. But, I think it would behoove you to apply to a couple different places, even places that you might not, or like, look around at places, that you might not even think about. Because you never know where you might get a scholarship. And if you get a scholarship, you should do that. Should I sacrifice a couch to R and Jesus for better odds? Yeah. Your dentist is a better find than your fiance. I mean, when I think about like the dating pool and the pool of dentists you can visit, the dentist was the harder one to find. Like, honest,
damn,
dude, for real. Like, my fiance's great, but I think I could catch a lightning in a bottle at least one more time if I needed to. I don't think I'll ever find another dentist who was just like that dope. Oh, and then when I go there, the front receptionist, who's his brother, goes and then he sits on the desk cross-legged and just talks to you about life, and it's awesome. He's like, like, if I was ranking my friends, he's actually probably in the top 50.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Does he know he's your friend?
I don't know, but there was some availability in there, you know. What medical career do you think I could do with all those majors? I mean, especially with oceanography and environmental sciences, you're probably looking more at veterinary sciences. So if you want to do medical, you probably want to go to a place that has a pre-med program. Or like nursing. I had another dentist and they didn't want to clean my teeth. They kept trying to upsell me. It's like, fix my teeth. That's why I had to go somewhere else, because they didn't want to fix the infection. Yeah. Yeah, I've also had that thing where they're like, oh, this is really bad. You know what you need? This $2,000 laser treatment that isn't covered by your insurance, but you really need it. And then you go read the reviews later and it's like, oh, they got everybody who came in this place for this. Cool. Sorry, opening my Pokemon cards. Okay. I just bought a custom Skytech build about 2 hours ago. I'm so stoked for it. Nice!
Hell yeah.
Do the custom builds you guys make include a keyboard and mouse? The pre-built ones sold on Newegg say they do, so I was just curious. Thanks in advance. Yep. Yeah, we include a keyboard and mouse just to get you started. University, I've been looking at the one I found, all those majors, as pre-med as a minor. Yeah, I mean, that's usually what you do, is you're pre-something, and then, because you go in at graduate school. Biology would actually, if you wanted to go to, like, medicine, or, like, you know, EMT, doctor, stuff like that, biology is a really good one. They wanted to fix my smile. I'm married, I got no one to impress. Man, isn't that kind of the way, too? Where it's like, okay, I could spend $8,000 and several years of my life in very painful, you know, corrective stuff. Or I could just learn to love myself. I already got somebody who loves me, so it's like, yeah. I'm cool with it. Fiance's cool with it. We're good. My mom and grandma, not cool with it. Who cares? What PC is that? It is a custom PC ordered through our custom builder on skytechgaming.com. Components listed below. I love gummy bears and gummy bears love me. Oh, that's like my go-to candy. Good stuff. Am I really worth $8,000 of work? I can tell you right now, I am not. Nope. I wonder what I could do after medical school with either an oceanography, marine biology, or environmental studies science degree. I wonder if you kind of made the two with environmental studies, as in like health, or like the environment, things like pollution and such, and its effects on health, like in a community affected by pollution from XYZ, whatever. I wonder if that's like a thing. Can I get a free PC? No. Unless you win the giveaway. Medic on expeditions. Oh, that would be so cool. Like Hey Arnold's parents. I don't know why I remembered that. And also they didn't return. I wish I had a PC like that, but I'm broke. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, one day though. Does the i7 12700KF take DDR4 or DDR5? Depends. So, 12th, 13th, and 14th gen Intel, they work with boards that have either DDR4 or DDR5. So it depends on your motherboard and what your motherboard supports. But that one does.
14th too?
13th and 14th? Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
can do
know that.
DDR4 with that. I think. Well, yeah, you just have to BIOS update.
The D4s?
Yeah, because if you had like a Z690 board, it'll still work with like a 14th gen. You would just BIOS update it.
Oh,
It's all G1700.
Yeah.
So yeah, depends on what motherboard you have and what that motherboard supports. AMD doesn't do this though. Like AM5 is entirely DDR5.
Yep.
And I can get why they did that because LGA 1700 came out while, like, I think about a year before DDR5 came out. So they kind of had to have that flexibility. Or they were coming out right when DDR5 was coming out, and it was buggy. Bought the i7 13700K and 4080 from Skytech, and I love it. 1 year ago.
Okay.
Nice, thank you, Daniel. Okay, thanks. No worries, Ant-Man.
It was buggy.
Oh man, I remember trying to get the DDR5 to work when it first came out. Oh my gosh. I remember somebody bought a laptop, I think it was from like ROG or MSI or something. It was like a brand new laptop with DDR5 bleeding edge, right? And that thing blue screen like crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Someone here?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's up, Bazooka Bulldozers? How you doing? That stash is popping.
Thank you.
Honestly, it's probably one of the most popular things on this stream. Juan's mustache.
Thank you.
I want to be able to do something with my undergrad degree since I'm paying for it, even if I do get an MD degree. Yeah, totally. I think environmental science could be interesting because it's kind of a blanket.
You're gonna be a real busy in the next couple years.
That's another thing too, is I was like, this is probably not a bad idea.
Very future-proof, quote unquote.
But I mean, environmental studies, you could use that degree and go into some kind of oceanography, science thingy. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of broad, and when something's broad, you can kind of specialize into it later. If you ended up wanting to do oceanography, even if your bachelor's degree was in environmental sciences, you could probably enter a master's program in, oceanography with that degree still. You might just have to take a class or two to catch up with the oceanography, majors. I feel like the disclaimer, I'm not a I am not a school
College
counselor. Yeah. Me being like, okay, let's set up your semester. Here's your graduation. I think I'd be great at that though. The jump from the i5 12400F to i7 12700KF was worth it in my opinion. It's nice and fast and getting good FPS in my games. Yeah, totally. I mean, you get more cores with that, higher clock speeds. Yeah, really nice. What mouse is that? I was like, this one? EVGA. Learn how to drill oil. They got lots of money. I don't think you gotta go to college for that. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's a plan. I want to learn to build a PC so bad. Well, you're in a good place for it. You
Yep.
watch Juan build one. Feel free to ask any questions as we go along. When I don't have questions, we'll just fill the time with other things. So trying to get too distracted by that. There's also tons of really good resources online.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's very overwhelming at first, but once you kind of understand it, it's pretty simple. Now, what's not so simple is when you build a computer and then it doesn't give you like a signal or it doesn't turn on. That's when it gets a little more complicated. That's when you get into early troubleshooting. The question is BA or BS. I don't know which to choose. Well, if you're looking at that school, you should talk to, with admissions and all that, you could probably end up like talking with a counselor to figure out what's best about that. Or sometimes, I don't know, if it's a big state school, they might not do this, but when I went to college, they let me talk to like literally a professor of my major and put me on like the path of like, oh, okay, so you're interested in this, okay, you're gonna take these classes and all this and blah blah blah. And got to know him and all that. It was great. You watch that sexy stash and learn how to build a PC. Yeah, honestly, that should be our like tagline.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm objectifying one.
It's all good.
Could I have a broken PC? Nah, those are still surprisingly useful. I tell him everything I know about PC building. He says, dude, I already know this. You just wasted 2 hours of my time. That's funny. Maybe I can major in environmental studies and minor in oceanography and minor in marine biology. Yeah, I mean, marine biology and oceanography are kind of similar. I would say marine biology is for the life in the ocean, and oceanography is probably for broader sense of other things in the ocean, like salt, sand. I'll pay to see Juan shave that stash. How much money?
Yeah, and how many comments are in it?
Yeah, I'm like, how much? How much we talking? I get overwhelmed just looking at PC parts, LOL, totally understandable. They're very confusing, and in my opinion, the companies do not make it easy for you to know what you are looking at or what you should need.
Yeah, nice naming scheme, AMD.
The important thing is before you buy anything, do a good amount of research into it, because there's a lot of like, if you're looking at pre-builts or something like that, especially in the low end, there's a lot of scams where it's like, oh, it's got an i7 in it. And you're like, okay, i7's good. But it's like an i7 from 4th gen Intel when we're on 15th gen Intel. You know what I mean? Like, a 10-year-old chip is in no way going to be as good as even a low-end chip now. But the naming schemes can be very confusing. Mustache is crooked. Dang.
You what now?
Learn mechanical engineering, you can go into any field. Yeah, if you can complete that degree. It's not an easy degree. I mean, I'd argue that, like, not really any degree is easy, but that's a lot of math. It has lots of zeros. Okay, interested. I like how I'm auctioning off your mustache. I found the rumbling sound. It's from my PSU, and is that something I can leave for now, or should I get a PSU when I have the chance? Ooh. Well, okay. There's a chance that something fell into it, like into the grate.
Yeah, like one of the sticky pads from in between the case.
Yeah, in which case it's not really something to worry about, but what you could do is never open a power supply, like,
Never.
itself. Like, don't mess with that in any kind of way. The best thing I could say is maybe you could, like, loosen it from where it is in the case, kind of take it out, and if you could flip it upside down and give it a little shake, see if anything falls out. But that's about the extent I would do on that. But yeah, making a rumbling sound, that's not good.
Yeah, you just leave it on for like a minute or two and then rub it.
0.01. Oh, 1 penny? Nah.
What are you using now?
I have a shield.
Oh. Yeah, just don't get it in the port.
Yeah.
How often should you clean your PC? I always say whenever you notice that it's dirty. Like, you know, when you like turn the PC off and then you're like, oh man, there's like a lot of dust on the fans. That's the time. Who's the PC for? This PC is for Oliver, who ordered it from our custom builder. Would Juan take a Bitcoin to go ball? I don't know, would you?
A Bitcoin? What is that, like $80,000?
That's like almost 100 grand.
It'll grow back. Yeah, go ahead and convert that into real money and then we'll talk.
I feel like the prices have increased massively. Yeah, depending on what you're looking at, they absolutely have, because everyone's freaked out about GPUs. And that's because of a couple different factors. So the new 50 series from NVIDIA has lower availability than previous generations that it made. They're just not making as many of them because they can make their high-end professional cards and sell those for several $1,000s. Whereas, like, these ones are less expensive, but they cost about the same to make, so, like, NVIDIA's making less of the card. The other thing is people want the card, so scarcity plus desire is making them rise in value or getting scalped and then, like, sold to people who will pay a very high price for them because they want them so bad. That, in general, the GPU market might have bumped up a bit, like, overall because of that. But there should be, especially slightly older cards, that should be pretty steady on their prices. Haven't really changed much. Really, you can just judge how good a PC card is by counting the number of X's and T's, lol. Yeah, as long as you know what generations it is. Not a bad way. There's a soundbite of Macho Man telling the announcer that his mustache is crooked. Macho Man forgot his wrestling promo live on TV and just pops his head. I'm getting a bachelor's in analytics with a minor in gaming. Nice. I have a Chronos Mini I purchased from y'all. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, not a bad little PC. I went with Intel on my current PC, thinking about switching to AMD on the next one. Yeah, AMD's looking really strong right now. You really can't go wrong with them. Hey Kelsey, if you want, I can whisper you the links to the pages of the different majors if you want to get a little more info.
Bro, this is something you gotta decide.
Honestly though, if you need a little advice or anything like that, yeah, you can hit me up. Mostly because I love researching colleges. Like, I'm ever going to go back. Like, I ain't got the time, but there's part of me that will, like, look at schools that I didn't even know existed, when I was, like... I was so, like, disillusioned when I was a high schooler and, like, sad that I just didn't even really consider, like, all the stuff that was actually around me or, like, that I could have done.
I don't know, I'd be too scared to fuck this kid's life up.
I mean, like you said, it's his decision. I'm not going to be like, you need to do this. Can y'all make videos of home setup tours? Oh, I don't know, we'd have to have someone's home setup to tour.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm not going to lie, I'm still unboxing a lot of stuff, so I'll be like, here's my PC. And there's a box full of other random shit that was But I haven't found a place for you. Thought about switching to AMD, but I didn't want to rebuild my PC. And on top of that, with how the PC market is right now, I'm kind of glad I stayed on Intel for right now. Yeah. Like I always say too, is like, if you don't need to upgrade really, like, yeah, write it out. Just go build PC with one and forget about college. True. This build is looking very clean indeed. Yeah, the white PCB on this motherboard is lovely. I like how that's starting to be more common with white motherboards. Before it was like black PCB with some like, you know, little white doodads about it. But yeah, they're really committing now. Very nice. Do you prefer the NVIDIA 40 or 50 series? Ooh.
30.
Dang. Well, okay, I'll tell you this. I haven't gotten to test much of the 50 series myself. I haven't really gotten to have my hands on it too much because they are so scarce that I'm not able to keep them in my lab. They want to sell them. So, I can't really say in that regard. 40 series, I guess, is the devil I know, and I'm always gonna kind of favor things I'm more familiar with. But, like, if somebody was offering me a free 40 series or a free 50 series, I'm going 50 series.
Is the power supply free as well?
That's a fantastic question. I don't know. Do y'all know about digital real estate? No. Unless you mean me going on realtor.com on my lunch. I just like to check in on the market. I just like to see what's out there. Plus, I wanted to get rid of my bottleneck because the i5-12400F was definitely holding back my 4070 a bit. Yeah, unless you like really up the resolution. I can see that. You built those two PCs fast. Yeah, he's good. He does it every day. Well, not every day. He has weekends off. I don't want you to think that, like...
Help. I'm trapped.
Right, yeah. One day we'll let him out.
But not today. The PCs keep on rolling.
I know, right? Why do you guys keep ordering PCs? We can't let one go. I get that, but it helps me understand better if it's explained to me, you know what I mean? And also, like, to do research and everything. Frame gen. Digital real estate like Second Life? Man.
How's the WoW home economy?
Dude, we're about to get houses in WoW. And like, all I can say is I really hope it's not like Final Fantasy.
That's yeah, that's what I mean.
That was my, like, it mirrors real life, because I was playing Final Fantasy online or whatever, and I was like, yeah, this is great. Oh, and you can get a home. Let's go get a home. Oh, every single home lot is taken. Oh.
So what'd you do?
I did
Move to Europe.
I did the equivalent of moving to the Midwest to get a home. I went to a European server that had like 20,000 people on it and had been basically abandoned. And there were home lots there.
Wait, there's limits on houses?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. Because there's like 3 places you can have a house, basically. I don't know, man.
But okay, so it's like a summer, right? You can go visit, you buy a house, and you can visit strangers' houses?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why don't they just making more houses?
I don't know. You need a onion router to get into digital real estate. It's $1 billion market. I feel like you could be trolling me. I can't tell. Because this could be totally something, or this could also totally be a troll because it sounds so like something that could happen.
Wait, but so you have to buy a house in Final Fantasy?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Like,
and then you can have a house.
So do you have to get a mortgage?
I don't know, actually. I never got to that point. I got into the European server, saw they had all the houses, and then I just stopped playing.
Well, how much is the house?
Some money.
Money?
I don't know. I don't know what the currency in Final Fantasy is. Is it Zen? Zenny?
Zenny. Yeah, Zenny probably.
Yeah, I think it was like 50,000 Zenny or something. Juan is fueled by praise of his mustache. He does it for the praise and nothing else. I'm also kind of excited to get DLSS 4 on the 40 series cards, because if I'm correct, I think NVIDIA said 40 series was getting it, but I could be wrong.
What did Lady Gaga say? Do it for the applause?
She does, yeah. Did you listen to her new album?
I have not.
I thought
Did
it was
you?
like meh, but then I realized I was like, I don't think I really like Lady Gaga that much.
Yeah, I'm not really a Gaga.
I
head
like
myself.
some songs, and then I really like the album that all of her fans think is her worst album.
I like
And that's
some of the
it.
Gaga songs.
Gaga.
You know that video.
Yes. But like Art Pop is her album that apparently fans are like, oh yeah, that's her worst album.
Oh,
I
really?
freaking love that album.
Damn.
And none of the other ones. Oh. They want you to get the complete Japanese experience. Lack of housing is a big yen token. That's true. Yeah, they have their own version of that, don't they? Dang. So it says that coastal engineering, you design structures to address flooding, erosion, and recreational damage, stormwater management, water quality issues, and ecology. That's pretty cool. I mean, like, definitely seems like it's going to be an engineering degree, but just focused on specializing into that. I don't know, man. That could be some. That could be kind of a future-proof job right there. Like, speaking as someone who grew up on a coastline, like, we're actually... Okay, so the whole big drive I did this week,
Using a lot of napkins.
the big drive I did on this week on my vacation was going down the Highway 1 in California, PCH. And it had a bunch of stops on it because they're reworking the 1 because it was destroyed during some heavy rains that we had, basically. And a lot of it is eroding into the ocean, so they're having to completely rework those roads. In addition, where I grew up, we had a little train that went at some points along the ocean, and where the track of that is, it's eroding now. So they gotta figure out how to fix this without completely shutting down the trolley, you know, because everybody uses this to get to work, and also to Padres games. So, like, that's not a bad option. But know that you will be being an engineer. You know what I mean? Which means a lot of CAD work. You have to be very precise about measurements and such. But if you like that kind of stuff, it's tedious. It's nice. Do chemistry and the environmental sciences degree. Yeah, I'd imagine. Because you're probably talking about like materials and such too. Look at that 5080 in the back and all of its glory. Yeah.
It's just the box.
I mean, it was on here earlier.
It was.
So is DLSS 4 coming to the 4060? I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Love the products of Skytech. Need new keyboard for gameplay. Yeah, I was like, we don't give you the fanciest keyboard and mouse, but it'll definitely get you started. And then eventually you got to go to Best Buy and do this to all the keyboards until you find which one feels right to you.
You seen another cloth?
What is the max viewers have you gotten?
Who knows?
When we used to do a Thursday show, we'd like pretty routinely get about 350 at the giveaway time. But yeah, it usually says on our YouTube videos at least, because YouTube always gives me like a, you did this! Whereas like Twitch, I would have to go back and find it. YouTube, we usually get like about 400 views, 400 unique viewers a stream.
Oh, unique view? We used to get a pretty decent amount when we started.
How realistic is skipping college to be a gamer and not work? I mean, it depends. You gotta be really good at the game you play, or you gotta be really funny and willing to stream all the time. You have giveaways, I never get anything, lol. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately that's how it works, is that any of the people who entered could win. No, I understand environmental sciences pretty well. Yeah, I don't know, Hayden, I think you kind of gotta spend some time with it. Actually, it would probably be smart too. You should look up videos. Like go on YouTube and be like, what can I do with an oceanography degree? Or like, what is, you know. There's usually people kind of explaining it. Or you might even be able to find from that specific college people talking about that program there. And you can see if it intrigues. I saw a real mermaid on the dark web. Oh, I'm sure. Wasn't that like manatees? Turned out to be.
Yeah. Turns out when you're at sea for years at a time.
Which really shows how much our beauty standards have evolved over time. We're like, who's that beautiful mermaid? This big sea cow going. Dude, I'm thinking pizza. I don't know, or wings. Wingsa?
Wings. I mean, most places have both.
That's true, but not my place. Wingstop. They told you wings, stop, nothing more.
Bless you.
I just watched a video on the coastal engineering degree, and it just looked like building, and to me, it looked boring. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I think it's an engineering degree, first and foremost, with like a touch of going outside. Back in the day, they have to use alcohol or meat to sanitize their water, so there were lots of drunk sailors. That's true, yeah. Wings, get oatmeal flavored wings.
Yo.
Wait, I don't know, let them cook.
What even is oatmeal flavor?
Mealed oats, of course.
So cardboard.
Okay, like I don't really like an oatmeal cookie, but I like a monster cookie where they just put all the possible things you could ever have in a cookie in a cookie.
Oh.
That is some good stuff. Man, what I can tell you is when you do go to college, don't go to one that's next to a cookie store. So much of my pocket change was just me getting a cookie. The place that we had, I kid you not, it was called Hot Box Cookies.
Interesting name.
Yeah.
I could see what
They knew
demographic
the
they were
demographic.
pandering to.
And then with the pizza place that we had in the college town, it was called Gumby's Pizza. Like the guy, you know, the little green guy. And they had something called the Stoner Pie, and it was mozzarella sticks, French fries, jalapenos, bacon, just everything.
Wow.
Yeah. College. Environmental sciences looks cool, but I don't know about chemistry. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of chemistry. Are y'all married? No, I've been engaged for forever. And Juan's a
Questionable.
free man. Questionable. He's questioning whether or not he's married.
You could have just said no.
I know.
Just don't tell us
Just don't- They're divorced. Yeah, that's the joke
Yeah.
on here.
It's too painful to talk about still.
You put student loans on the cookie? I don't know. You could probably help pay them off by working there, but how fun is that? Emotional damage.
Alright, folks. This build is done. It is finished. Complete.
Lovely, lovely.
So white.
Let's get a little night view. This could be you in a very dark room playing this. Oh, it's interesting because yeah, the white obviously like
Yeah, ain't nothing dark about this.
reflects the color a bit more, so it's bright.
Yeah.
That's nice. But yeah, lovely. Alright, well this PC is done. Is gonna go and get Windows put on it. All the drivers it needs out of the box, it's ready to go. You can just set up your profile, download your game launchers, you're good to go. We are going to stress test this, make sure these components work, and work under load, and when it passes all that, it'll be headed to you. So watch out for it, Oliver, and thank you for ordering with us.
Thank you, thank you.
Lovely PC. I think you're going to enjoy the heck out of this. Oh, the steel legend looks so nice in it. Ah! Gorgeous. Nothing but gorgeous PCs today. It was very lovely.
Uh-huh.
Alright, well folks, that was our last build. And you know what it is? It's Friday. You know what that means? Well, I think you still have to work, right?
Again,
I'm sorry.
useless and unnecessary information.
I'm
Keep it moving,
sorry.
please.
Alright, okay. Anyways, well, it is the weekend, y'all. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm gonna have a good weekend. I'll see all of you this weekend. And, yeah, have a good one, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.